Hello everyone, and welcome to my ranking of the music from Goldeneye N64. So I've already done a tier ranking on the levels, the weapons, and the characters from Goldeneye N64. So I thought to myself, I would love to make another Goldeneye tier ranking video, but what else is there to rank? There's only two things I can think of: the music and the multiplayer maps. And here we are, we're going to do the music today. Now, you take a look at this screen, it looks like I'm going to be ranking the levels of GoldenEye, but I'm ranking the music of the levels in GoldenEye. I want to take into account how well the music complements the gameplay experience. Now, each one of these levels has its primary track, and it has, we could refer to it as an extension or remix of its track. You go to multiplayer and you can hear these variations of the tracks from all of these levels, and some of them are even better than the primary tracks themselves. So the Dam, I'm going to say for now that it's a C tier. This has it in the lower echelon of the tier list, and you're saying to yourself, that's not right. Dam is an iconic level and it's a great track. Why is he putting the soundtrack to Dam in the lower echelon of a tier list? Well, just hold your wad there, Buster. C is average, okay? C does not mean negative. C grade is, I think that this music is serviceable, but I'm not gonna go like skipping down the street with a fucking Bluetooth in my ear listening to the Dam level. The way the track starts, is very strong and punctual. And then, it just sort of flows the fuck on, and that's all fine and dandy. I'm going to throw Facilities soundtrack in A tier. It incorporates that very famous, very recognizable, D-pitched pipe hit sound that GoldenEye has spread throughout that sound. That is so fucking signature to the GoldenEye score, and when a level utilizes it to great effect, that's going to win it huge points up this tier ranking board. It serves as a really great score to a level where you're infiltrating, you're sneaking around like a ninja, killing guards silently, and then eventually there'll be guns blazing. But the track still works fine even when things go to all-out action. I think they're both really solid. Alright folks, Runway. This one's hitting S tier for me, no question. While a lot of people I know don't like the level itself of Runway, and I don't really either, I love the score. I think it just fucking hits on so many levels, and I'm not talking about the primary score alone. Let's talk about the X version. The X version is even fucking better. Whenever you're playing multiplayer and the Runway X soundtrack starts playing, that makes me so happy. I love it. I love it when that comes on. It just gets me pumped up for multiplayer right away. It's fantastic, and you love it too, and you know it. So yeah, both versions. Not only was this going in S tier, this would qualify for S tier just off of the primary version, but the Runway X version being even fucking better makes this super S tier. If I made double S tiers, I'd probably have Runway up in there. I don't know how y'all feel about it, Runway soundtrack, but let me know in the comments. I'd be curious to know if this score hits you the same way it hits me. Surface, another S tier. Now, Runway is a much more fast-tempoed track, and Surface is on the other end of the spectrum. It's much more atmospheric, but man, does it do it just right. I love the Surface theme. And people, you could say you could say that Runway and Surface are some of the weaker levels when it comes to gameplay and environment, but you can't deny, man, that the music in these levels is fucking top tier. Okay, I think the soundtrack for Bunker 1 is perfectly serviceable to what the place is. The score, it matches up with this environment just right. As for the score itself, my enjoyment of it's not much there, really. It just sort of low-key accompanies you along in doing the level. It's not really fucking fast-tempoed or over-the-top or powerful or anything. It's just very atmospheric. I would say it's B tier for me. It's impossible to humdrum it or whistle it, really. What part of this are you gonna whistle? Like, there's nothing to whistle. It just fucking goes like it just makes sounds like that. The more I think about it, the more I want to put it in C, and I think I should. But I'll put it above damn. Yeah, but both of these, they do their fucking job. When a level's not doing its job, that's when it goes in D or F. If it's doing its fucking job, it gets C or higher. It's just that these aren't soundtracks that I'm gonna fucking like randomly have pop in my head and be like, I want to listen to that all of a sudden for no reason, and just play it and listen to it and be like, oh, the memories. If I'm gonna do that, it'll be with like Runway or Surface. It's not gonna be with ones like these. Alright, so Silo is one of those levels that has you moving pretty fast. Time is of the essence because the whole silo is gonna blow up. So it needs a track to really sort of push that along. And does it succeed in doing that? Yeah, it does. But it's not a track that's all that memorable. I was actually staring at the silo picture here for a second. I was like, wait, how's this soundtrack go? It's fine. It's whatever. It's another C. I'll put it, I'll actually have it as the lowest so far. I feel like a broken record here having to repeat myself, but this doesn't mean it's a bad track. It's serviceable. Frigate. Okay, well, Frigate is one of my favorite levels to play in the entire game. You can really hear elements from Duran Duran's A View to a Kill, the way this starts. So there's definitely inspiration from that. I mean, you can even listen to the composer himself. He fucking tells you that in some interviews I've heard in the past. Okay, so Frigate, it does a good job with this track. This is a very unique one. It comes to mind very easily. I don't have to think about what the level's track sounds like when I look at the picture. I like remember right away what it sounds like. So it has a better ability to get in my head, and I don't mind it. It's far from one of my favorite tracks in the game, but it's also far from one of my least favorite tracks in the game, and it stands out. It's unique. Alright, Surface 2. Oh, can we live up to Surface 1, Surface 2? Let's see. Alright, we're back to being real atmospheric. But it's not going to live up quite to Surface 1. However, if you'll notice, I just dropped this sucker in A tier, right behind Facility. The atmospheric track that accompanies you throughout this level, there's an element of horror to it. And I really like that blend into the Goldeneye universe. Okay, Bunker 2. While it's one of my favorite levels in the game, it's pretty empty and unfinished feeling. And the music just sort of fucking like goes along with you, but it sounds very samey. Just ding 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 ding. It just kind of does that throughout the whole fucking thing. So I think it's one of my least favorite tracks, to be honest, and not in a way that's annoying. It certainly does not annoy me. I don't have any major knocks against this level, but kind of the same as the environment of the level, where it doesn't really seem like there's much there. It seems to be lacking environmental elements like computers and fucking trash cans and boxes and stuff. Just like empty hallways. That's kind of how the music feels to me as well. Just very like unfinished, uninspired. I don't think there's a whole lot there when it comes to the bunker music. The more I talk about this, the more I want to throw it in D. But again, I'm just trying to sort of fill in the grades here a little bit, and I have to come up with some sort of criteria. And if music just doesn't feel like it really lives up to what it should be, what this is, Bunker 2 is an exceptional level. It's one of my top 5 favorite levels of the game, maybe even fucking top 3. But I don't think the music really lives up to the standard of the level itself. Statue, I'm just going to throw that motherfucker in F. I hate the level of Statue. I don't hate the idea of Statue. I actually think if you look at just like an image of Statue, it looks like a great level. It's like a graveyard of statues. The look of the level is cool, but I don't want to get talking about the gameplay again. I shredded this fucking level a new ass on my levels tier ranking. But talking about the music, it's also F for me, because all it does is go ha 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 he da Like, is anybody really in major love with this track or this level? I've never been a fan. Everything about this level just kind of sucks to me. I always just want to get through it. I'm not trying to let my hate of the level itself bleed into my ranking of the music of the level, but I never liked anything about this level or the music. Look, you might be getting, like, you know, offended or something, like Statue, you might think a lot of it, you might like its track. That's fine. I'm happy for you. It's called empathy, and you have it from me. But I'm just telling you, like, I just, anytime I get to this level, I just want to be through it as soon as possible. And the music is part of the reason why. I was ranting for about, like, fucking 25 minutes in my levels video on Statue. And I didn't even touch on the music in that video. But I'm touching on it now, and I don't like it. Music that just goes like, hee haw, throughout most of it is not going to earn it up a tier list. It's going to fucking stomp it down into fuck category, which is where it belongs. Archives, this is another strange one, because once again, we have one of my favorite levels in the game. I'd say this one is definitely top 3 favorite levels, but the music just doesn't live up to it. It's very similar to Bunker's problem. It's just ding 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 ding. That's like all it does. Look, the problem is with this level, you can be stealthy and sneak around, or you can be a guns blazing crazy person. And the music, it's like it doesn't know which one you're doing, so it just doesn't know what to do. It's trapped somewhere in between. It's like fast tempoed, but it's quiet. Streets. Streets is not a very good level in the game, but its musical track is not that much great either. It's distinct. It stands out. It hits pretty good on some levels, but overall, I'd say it's kind of forgettable, really. I'll actually put it at the back of C tier. Yeah, it's a level where you're fucking it's a chase level, but just the way this game is constructed, you don't actually like feel like you're chasing anybody. You're just trying to get from A to B in a certain time limit. And so the music is very high tempo, and it's like, you gotta get there, you gotta get there, you gotta get there. The music doesn't have to live up to great expectations because the level's not that great. Depot. I think the level design is very uninspired. It's just a bunch of empty warehouses. It's the most forgettable, insignificant level in the entire fucking game. But the music, I like how it starts off. You know, you pick this level and you just hear that do, 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 do. And then it like kind of hits hard at times, like do 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 do. I like that. I like it a lot. This is definitely B tier. So while the level's pretty like hollow and lame and uninspired, the music does a bit to kind of bring it back up. So I'm gonna give Depot's soundtrack a B. Alright, next we have Train. Train is a very fucking good level. One of the best. The musical score, I'd say it's on equal par with the gameplay itself of the level. It works. While the music is like hard-hitting at times, it bridges the gap between those hard-hitting parts of the music with like these softer elements. Drops out a little bit, and it's very like soft, and then it builds itself back up again really well. I think Train is pretty fucking good. I'll give it the top of B tier. Again, I feel like I shouldn't have to reiterate this more than halfway through the video, but this is a ranking of the music of the levels, not the levels themselves. However, how well does the music complement the gameplay experience? How well does it complement the atmosphere? That is part of it. Jungle does not have a fucking soundtrack. There is no music. There is music only when you're fighting Xenia. Alright, there is a fucking track from multiplayer that should totally have been utilized in Jungle. If it was going to plug into any level, it would have been Jungle. I'll play it for you here now. Yeah, that what you just heard is fucking phenomenal. That track is probably my second favorite multiplayer track behind Runway X. That track, it sounds like Donkey Kong mixed with Goldeneye. Not a bad combination. Yeah, I think that would, don't you think that would have worked so well for Jungle? It just sounds very jungle-y. So you could be like, well, Jungle deserves an F because there is no fucking track except for the one with Xenia on the bridge. And yeah, the track I mentioned in multiplayer, that's not fucking Jungle. I'm just saying it should be, but it's not. That track on the multiplayer, that's S. Okay, this. It's S. Okay, I don't have a way, I don't have a block for that, so I can't put it anywhere. But that is a fucking fantastic track, and it makes me so happy when it comes up in multiplayer. But Jungle, it doesn't have fucking shit. It's F. It's just F because it doesn't have a track. I think it should have had a track. The one with Xenia is not even that great. Control. All right, it's this is an interesting sounding fucking track. It's kind of similar to Bunker 1, only a more up-tempo version with more bells and whistles on it. I think it works pretty good for a level like Control. I'd say it's like C tier. I'll put it right next to Bunker. It works all right for the level itself, but it's nothing to write home about. Caverns, S tier. I fucking love the track in Caverns. This is an awesome level, first of all. It's not in the movie, but what a perfect way to bridge the gap between Control and Cradle. Inventing this level that is so ominous and creepy and feels so large scale. I mean, a big fucking cave, underground cave that some like secret group uses to take over the world with scientists working on computers and all kinds of shit down there. The doors are very weird. That one big fucking room that like spirals up. Dude, the music in this level accompanies it so well. It does so much to complement the atmosphere. It's just cool as Bond music. It's cool as video game music. I love it that it's very unto itself, you know. There's no other track in the game like Caverns. While it sounds very Bondian, it complements both the action and the sneaking element very well, and it is an easy S tier for me, no question. Cradle, that's an A tier for me. I'll put it at the top of A tier. I really fucking love the Cradle track a lot. This is the last level aside from the bonus stages. You know, it's very fast tempo and it's epic. I think it's more epic than all the tracks below it. While Cradle's not like a phenomenal level or anything, the music elevates the experience to a much better place. I think it's absolutely wonderful. I wouldn't change a thing about the Cradle music. I think it does its job and more. And its X version that kicks in when Trevelyan's like, you know, come and get me, asshole, when he drops down on the thing. It's wonderful. Just great. Just fucking great, man. Good track for an okay last level. All right, Aztec, I think I'm going to give that one in B tier, but at the back. This is a very fucking unique level. It is the most unique level of all 20. Along with Egyptian being unique. Aztec is very fucking unique, and it has a unique track to go along with it. It has this element of Aztecian ancientness to it, coupled with futuristic technology sound. It's not over the top, but it's not overly subtle either. It's just like rides the line right in the middle to be a solid, fair, good track for this game. Egyptian, I like Egyptian a lot. I think that one's actually going to be an A tier for me. I think this one, the music complements its Egyptian theme better than Aztec complements its Aztecian theme. Egyptian just, I just like the fucking melody of the notes, man. I like how they put it together. I like how it plays. I like how it does for the level and the grandness of the rooms that you're going into. These like big fucking cathedral, larger than life rooms. The creepy supernatural factor that Egyptian has along with it. I think the music does a lot to exemplify that. And yeah, I'm giving Egyptian A tier. While Egyptian is a very fucking like C tier level, the music in it, I believe, is A. So Goldeneye had two main composers. They did all the music for these levels. Their names were Graeme Norgate and Grant Kirkhope. There was a third guy that did the elevator music. But I looked over which composers did which levels, and I think both of them did a wonderful job at putting the music together for this game. I would say that I easily like Graeme Norgate's music tracks better. But I think both of them are great, and I really, honestly, I wouldn't change a thing about what they did for this game. I think the music they created, it hit equal measure with everything else that's wonderful about this game. Yeah, I'm kind of like beating up on Statue and Jungle a little bit, but at the end of the day, I don't really give a fuck that much. I still think GoldenEye is a fucking triple S tier game. I'll still be playing it my whole life. I'll be playing it until I'm dead. I love everything about the game, even the things I don't like, I like.